Welcome to the second lecture of this lathe course. In the previous lecture we discussed about the layout of the lathe, safety guidelines that everyone should follow while using any processing equipment or machine tools. Then we discussed about the basic introduction to production automation, which include basic concepts related to numeric control programming, basic components of the NC systems, NC axis control system, NC motion control system. We also discuss about the absolute coordinate system and incremental coordinate system. Also, we compare what is between the CNC and NC. Also, we cover about the or we discuss about the FMS and what is CIM. So these are the basic concepts which directly or indirectly involved with the CNC system or production automation or advanced manufacturing. In this lecture we will discuss about the machine tool, that is Boxford machine, which is 2-in-1. In the previous class we discussed that it can be used in the lathe mode as well as in the mill mode. So we will discuss the basic components and its function. Also we will discuss about the control panel, which consists of multiple buttons or multiple keys which is used to control those components. We will also discuss how to convert lathe into mill mode or mill into lathe mode. The title of this lab practical is Detailed Introduction to CNC Boxford machine and its conversion between lathe and mill mode. Objectives are to learn about the name of the control keys and its function, to learn about components and its function. So we'll discuss about the control panel as well as the components. Also we will discuss about the conversion between lathe and mill mode. The machine tool used is Boxford MT2 CNC lathe and milling center or lathe and milling machine. In the theory background, first we have to discuss the Boxford MT2 CNC 3D CAD/CAM lathe and milling center. So this slide is also available in the lecture number 1. You can see or you can read the detail by yourself. Also I have provided the link in the Google Classroom which is related to the technical specification or basic introduction to Boxford MT2 CAD/CAM machine. So this is the machine tool which we will discuss about in this lab practical. All the components, all the buttons which you can see in this slide, that lies on the control panel, as well as we will discuss about the components, the internal components, the components that lies inside the safety or protective shield. So first we will discuss about the control panel. So this is the black and white picture which is been cropped from the manual. This is basically the actual control panel. Here it is been tagged in the previous slide. So starting from the lower, which is tagged is or labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will sequentially cover and discuss each and every button. The first button is which is called feed hold, which is used to interrupt the program when it is running in the auto mode. If in case of emergency, or if you want to change the sequence, or if the part manufacturing is not as per the requirement, then we have to press this button, so our program will be interrupted and no relative motion between the cutting tool and the workpiece will take place. In the second button, that is single block, if you want to run your program, because program consists of NC instructions or block, so it will run the program block wise, one by one block, or one block will be executed, then again you have to press this button to execute or to run the second NC block or NC instruction. So blockwise instruction execution, for blockwise instruction execution you have to use this button, that is label 2. Third is which is called cycle start. If you want to run the whole program simultaneously as a whole, then you have to press the that button that is labeled 3. 4 is feed motion control. If you want to increase or decrease the speed, you can by using this knob which can increase or decrease the speed in increment of 10. So this knob is used to control the feed motion in X and Z direction. That is basically used, X and Z is used as in the previous class we discussed about the axis that is being used in the lathe mode, as well as the axes that are used in the mill mode. So in the lathe mode, we already know we can use, or we have to use 2 axes. While in the mill mode we usually used 6 axes, which include 3 linear and 3 rotational or angular axes. The fifth is these are the jog axis control buttons, Z plus, Z minus, X plus, X minus. So in between this is what is called jog button, which has a sinusoidal sign. It will increase the speed even you simultaneously press this button with the axis button. So these buttons, which is labeled is 5, is used to move the turret or to move the work holding assembly in the lathe mode. So when you press the middle button with the axis button, the feed motion control will increase or it will start jogging. So these are the jog axis control keys. Next is 6, Y plus, Y minus, which I already told you that these buttons are used in the mill mode. While in lathe mode we are only limited to 2 axes, so we will use X plus, X minus, Z plus and Z minus. Next is button number 7. It is used when this button is on, or when you see the green light inside this button, it shows that the machine is in manual mode. Second button is coolant on off or coolant control button. Third, this is label 8, and the label 9 button is used to show that the power is receiving by the Boxford machine or not. It is also used for the reset. Next is button number 10, which is used for turret indexing, or if you want to change the tool on the turret, so you can change by using this button. Next is button number 11 and button number 10, which is used to open and to close the chuck, or we can say which is used to hold the workpiece or to unhold or to unclamp the workpiece. 13, 14, again these are the buttons which is called coil in and coil out, which is used in the taste stock. 15, 16, which is used to pneumatically open or close the safety guard or the safety lid or the protection shield, which include interlock switch, which engages or which engaged after engages after closing the lid, and the machine will start operation. Otherwise machine will not run if the lid is open. So these buttons are used to pneumatically operate or to hydraulically operate the protection shield. 17 is used to for the spindle forward or spindle clockwise. If you want to rotate the spindle in the clockwise direction, the button 17 is used. If you want to rotate the spindle in the counterclockwise direction, then the button 18 is used. It is being labeled with the symbols, and the symbol itself reflect its function. So from the symbol we can guess that this button is used for that specific purpose. Button number 19 is used to stop the spindle in case of emergency. If you want to stop the spindle or if you want to unclamp or clamp the workpiece, then you have to use the button number 19. Button number 20 is used for the emergency. If there is emergency, if you want to turn off or if you want to stop a relative motion or completely want to stop the machine, then you have to press this button, that is emergency button or emergency switch. Then we have button number 21, that is locating on the back side of the Boxford machine, that is again used for the reset. 22 button is used to power on or to power off the Boxford machine, and button number 23, it is basically storage box, which is used to store the accessories or tools or chucks and so on. So this is the actual machine that lies on the floor of advanced or production automation lab, and this is the control panel which we have discussed in detail in the black and white picture. So this is button number 1, button number 2, button number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, so 20. So these are the labeling which is being shown in the previous slide. So actually in the actual picture you can see in this slide in detail. Similarly, you can see here in this picture, you can see the jog turret or work holding assembly, which moves when you move the or when you start the feed motion or jog axis buttons, when you press the jog axis button for the feed motion. So these are the buttons and its detail and its function, usage function is detailed in these slides, so you can read these slides by yourself. I have discussed all these things. The software that is compatible with the Boxford CAD/CAM machine, that is, the name of that software is Boxford CAD/CAM application. Concepts and components of Boxford machine. So here in this machine you will see 3 jaws self-center chuck, which is used to hold the workpiece in case of lathe, while in case of milling machine it is used to hold the cutting tool. Turret index or turret, which include 8 tools, 4 of them are internal and 4 of them are external tools, so it can accommodate 8 tools which can be used as per the requirement or as per the required operation. Third is cutting tool mounted on in the chuck. You have to note the name of those tools that is being clamped in that particular slot number 1, slot number 2 up to slot number 8. Safety guard or safety cover or protection shield, it is used, it has interlock switch. When you close the lid, that switch engages and the machine will start operation. Otherwise, if the lid is open, then the machine will not do any operation. So it is important to know to engage the interlock switch for the operation or for starting any operation. Machine wise, again, it is used to hold the workpiece in case of mill mode. Access notation, the machine jog turret or work holding assembly is labeled with plus minus X, plus minus Y and plus minus Z. It basically shows the direction of the feed motion. It may vary from machine to machine. Here the longitudinal axis is being noted with the Z, while the vertical axis in the lathe mode, it is being noted with the plus minus X, and towards and away from the operator it is being labeled as plus minus Y. Material used for the machining, usually it is a student version or this machine is used for the academic purpose, so we have to work or we have to work on the soft materials, which include Teflon, nylon or aluminum. Technical specification, already I have shared the link. From there you can check the technical specification, which include center to center distance, swing over lathe, swing over bed and so on. So these details are given. The maximum feed rate and the maximum spindle speed is also mentioned in the link provided in the Google Classroom. Next is conversion between lathe and mill mode. So it includes 3 steps. First you have to loose the lock nut and you have to use the spanner to loose the lock nut. After losing the lock nut, you have to rotate the assembly by 180 degree, and then again you have to tight the lock nut. So the conversion between lathe and mill mode is very much simple. Just include 3 simple steps: locking and unlocking of the losing and unlosing of the lock nut, which require only one tool, that is open spanner or close spanner. So it's very simple task. Safety precaution, these precautions are also discussed, already been discussed in the previous lecture. So this was all about this lecture. If you have any question, you can discuss in the comments or you can discuss in the physical class. Thank you.